I'm going to say something that might sound completely backwards. And honestly, I went back and forth about even making this video. You see, most of us have been taught the same rule growing up: work longer, save more, and retire when we're absolutely sure that we can afford it. But the more I've thought about it, and I've watched people go through retirement, friends, family, and people around me, the more I've started to wonder if we've been thinking about this retirement thing the wrong way. Because sometimes it actually makes more sense to retire before you feel completely ready. I know, sounds crazy, but I want to share some reasons why I'm thinking this. Lately, anyway. This isn't advice, and I don't know your situation. I'm just thinking out loud through some things. Just something to consider. A different way to look at the trade offs we all make between money and time. Let's start with the one that really surprised me the most. Here's something I just didn't expect to learn. Did you know a lot of people spend decades saving aggressively for their retirement and then barely touch the money once they get there? There have been studies showing that many retirees still have most of their savings even 15 or 20 years into retirement, which means something important happened along the way. They spent their healthiest years being careful and responsible, which makes sense, but then discovered they didn't actually need to be that careful. We are really good at preparing for worst case scenarios, including myself, maybe too good for our own good. And sometimes the cost of playing it safe is giving up years when you still have energy, curiosity, and the ability to do the things you've been postponing. It raises an uncomfortable question. Are we saving for security or accidentally saving past the life we wanted to live? Here's another thing people don't talk about enough. We tend to plan retirement around how long we might live, but life and health are not the same timeline. In many places, the average age people stay healthy is much lower than overall life expectancy, which means a lot of people finally stop working right before their bodies start slowing down or failing them. You finally have freedom, but less energy to use it. And when you look around you, start noticing it. Trips that never happened, hobbies postponed, too long experiences delayed until someday. Money matters, obviously, but health quietly becomes the limiting factor faster than most of us expect. And here's an idea I almost never hear discussed. What if you tested retirement first? Not quitting your job, just experimenting with the lifestyle. If you normally spend a certain amount of money each month, try living on less for a while and see what actually changes. You might discover something. You might discover a lot of money that you spend is just wasteful spending. There's lots of things that aren't very expensive, like walking more, being outdoors, building things, volunteering, spending time with people instead of rushing between obligations all the time. Sometimes happiness becomes simpler, not smaller, and realizing that can completely change how far away retirement really is. There's another sign to working longer that rarely shows up in spreadsheets. Relationships. After decades of busy schedules, careers, kids, responsibilities, it's easy for people to slowly drift into parallel lives, always planning for later, always assuming there'll be more time someday. But someday isn't guaranteed. It's not going to just arrive the way we imagine it. Slowing down earlier can create space for conversations, shared experiences, and connection that constant busyness crowds out. Retirement isn't just a financial shift, it's a life shift. It's a totally new chapter. And sometimes waiting too long means missing years you could have truly enjoyed. There's a thought that sticks with me the most. Human beings are incredibly adaptable. Even after leaving full-time careers, people find ways to earn, contribute, or stay active if they want to. Opportunities to make money tend to keep on appearing in different forms. But time, on the other hand, it works differently. Every year passes, whether we like it or not. You can rebuild savings, you can adjust spending, you can change plans, but you can't recreate a younger version of yourself later. And maybe retirement isn't about reaching perfect certainty because that doesn't even exist. Maybe it's about recognizing when you have enough health, enough energy, enough freedom to start living differently. The goal might just not be retiring as late as possible with the biggest number. The goal might be finding the moment when your time, your health, and resources finally line up and not missing that window of opportunity. If this has got you thinking, please like and subscribe and share it with somebody who's also thinking about when they should retire. And let me know in the comments if this is something that you're thinking about lately, because I sure am. And I don't know when retirement's going to happen, but I'm sure thinking about it. I'll see you in the next video.